fe los mexicanos le brindan su canto y todos la visitan el día de su santo. México, México, te llevo en el corazón. Con la alegría del mariachi me brota la inspiración. México, México, de bronce tu corazón. No hay como sones jarochos cantados con emoción.
Alright, so that was El Viajero by Luis Miguel. So Marco, why don't you tell us a little bit about just the general overview of the song and the background? And
yeah, so I love the song. It's performed by Luis Miguel. He's a very popular icon in Mexican music currently. And, you know, what he did that was very important for us is mariachi music beforehand was kind of known as just kind of like traditional folk music. Mm-hmm. And what he did was he adopted it and gave it a commercial kind of side to thing, like mm-hmm. something that could be very popular. Not only for, you know, people of the, you know, older age of the spectrum, but, you know, everyone.
Right.
So this song, it's a very traditional, beautiful song. The literal translation is The Traveler. And in fact, the first lyric says, I am that traveler that goes through the path. And I think it's a very beautiful song because what he does is, throughout the lyrics, is he will go to each region of Mexico and describe each region and say like nice. Their favorite, you know, thing about that place. And I think it's just, you know, it's a very good introduction to Mexico in a way because you get to know about every region.
It's kind of like an express tour around Mexico.
In a way, yeah, definitely.
That's very cool. That's very cool. Also, I've got a quick question. Like, when did, Luis Miguel, like, when did he start becoming popular?
So he started as a child actor, actually, back in the 80s, and kind of made his way up until he became a very popular singer in the 90s. He is an icon today, has been for the last 30, 40 years. His nickname is actually the Son of Mexico. It's impossible to be Mexican and not know who Luis Miguel is, or to even like his music. It's very weird to come across people who don't like Luis Miguel's music.
Is it like anti-patriotic to like not like him?
In a way, yeah, because funny enough, his music has transcended to the point where it's almost a national anthem in a way. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, Independence Day or very big celebrations, you need to play Luis Miguel.
Oh, damn.
And I saw that he actually released this song, right, on Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah, he did. And he did it as part of an album called México en la piel, which means Mexico through my skin. And basically, he took very traditional, imported mariachi songs and, gave this kind of patriotic tone to it, saying, like, this is Mexico, this is who we are, and we should celebrate that. Mm. And, I think he's done that very successfully to, like I said, to a point where now his music is automatically tied to celebrations such as Independence Day.
I was also like thinking it's a little bit bizarre for me. I mean, we are so young after all. What do we know about life? But the whole thing about Luis Miguel, like just commercializing mariachi, like that is a relatively very new phenomenon, right? That means if he only started like in the 90s, like blowing up as a singer.
Yeah. So mariachi music before was kind of known as the poor man's music. So it was performed by primarily, you know, people in the lower spectrum of the like socioeconomic background. But I think, you know, Luis Miguel and many other, you know, artists, what they did is they saw the potential in it and elevated this to what became a national kind of icon. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know very much about Mexico. You know, I was not raised in that part of the world. Obviously, don't know much about it. But like, you know, at least based on, you know, what you see on TV or whatever it is, it seems like mariachi is like it's like an indistinguishable, you know, characteristic of Mexico.
Yeah.
It always just felt like that, and I just thought that was just how things always were. Apparently.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it does. And I think I said this at the beginning. It's the thing that I like about mariachi music. It's very unique. I don't think there's something that you can, you know, be like, oh, it sounds kind of like this or it sounds kind of like that. It's its own very unique sound. So, you know, there's that traditional element of it, plus, you know, the modern kind of element of, it's now commercialized. It has, audio from like a studio. I personally love it, and I'm really, glad that we have it as a national kind of anthem or icon in a way.
Very interesting. And I just want to maybe shift the focus a little bit to more kind of Mexican history, kind of a little bit. So I mentioned earlier that the song was released on Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah.
So perhaps you could, tell us a little about what the day represents, kind of briefly the historical events surrounding that day, and then any traditions that you guys have on that day.
Yeah, of course. So Mexico was colonized by the Spanish in the 16th century, in 1510. And we were under Spanish rule for roughly 300 years. And then what happened in 1810 was there was this Spanish priest. His name is Miguel Hidalgo. And he was, although Spanish, he was born in Mexico. So that is known as criollo. You were born in Mexico or in Latin America, but your ancestry is Spanish, right? And basically, this priest is very important, Miguel Hidalgo, because he was if you want to call it, the father of this independence movement. So what happened in September 16 of 1810, in his church, priest Miguel Hidalgo Costilla, he went up to the church bell and rang it and gave a call to arms that triggered what was known as the Mexican War of Independence. And I think it's very symbolic because every year the president of Mexico will reenact the cry at the National Palace in Mexico City. It was a very, I think, poetic cry. His exact words are subject of, historical debate. But roughly he said, "My children, a new dispensation comes to us today. Will you receive it? Will you free yourselves? Will you recover the land stolen 300 years ago from your forefathers by the hated Spaniards? We must act once. Will you defend your religion and your rights as true patriots? Live long live Our Lady of Guadalupe, death to bad government."
Holy shit.
And that was the beginning of the War of Independence, which lasted for 11 years till 1821, when Mexico finally got independent from Spain. But in a way, he's the one who started the whole movement, if you want to call it that. And that is why kind of all the Independence Day celebrations on September 16th, we reenact that.
Damn, that's insane. So wait, so every year, like, the president basically reads that out.
Okay, well, we don't say that's too bad a government.
I mean,
That's he'll, due to political purposes, he'll change it a little bit. So he'll say, "Long live Mexico,"
right.
And then he'll list every kind of major figure in that war. So "Long live Mexico," and then "Long live Miguel Hidalgo,"
right.
"Long live Morelos," for example. So kind of an altered version of what we call el grito, the cry, if you want to call it that. But I love the celebration. It's very emotive in a way. So usually what happens is September 16th, people go to the main plaza in Mexico City, which is called El Zócalo, and they listen to the president, and then it's just a big party afterwards, the whole night.
So what are some, traditional foods that you guys eat?
So I would say the main one, it's called mole. Mole is a dish which I absolutely adore. It's a mix of our Spanish heritage with our pre-Hispanic heritage. So it's basically, you can usually have it with chicken, but it's chicken with a type of chocolate sauce that is really good. I love it. It's a little bit complex to make as well, but I guess that's what makes it even more special.
Yeah.
So for example, in my family, right, my mom would only make mole on special occasions. And it's kind of like an underlying rule that if it's a birthday or anniversary, we're having mole to eat, and no question about that. But there's mole, tacos, obviously, you can't miss that at all. So honestly, there's just so much. I think that's what I also love about Mexican food. You just have so much. It's kind of hard to choose sometimes.
So is mole also like an independent street, or is that like...
No, mole I wouldn't call it street food because that's quite complex to make.
No, is it like independence food?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, special occasions, including
Independence Day.
You have Mole, Mole, Independence Day, and Luis Miguel. That's usually how it goes.
That's about right, dude. Every year, just listen to Luis Miguel, dude. Honestly, if I understood the words, I probably want to like fight for Mexican independence. That cry that you read out, dude, I'm all pumped up, man.
And the song too with the Mexico.
Yo, when
Mexico.
when Luis Miguel said Mexico, I felt that in my soul.
Yeah.
Felt that deep inside.
What does that mean, right?
That one I know. You know, Mexico.
Yeah, I know what that one word means. Yeah, I can
Which is like
take
half
like
the
a
song already.
I can take
So
like
you're-
an educated
you're
guess.
almost there, yeah.
All right, so why don't we transition to the next song, Marco? What's the next song?
This is my absolute favorite of all time across Mexican music, and it's called Cielito Lindo.
All right, so here's Cielito Lindo.
Perfect.